We're back. Hello. We're back again. How's everybody doing? We're back. So, I am seriously wondering if we just go with this. I think we do, because then at the very least, I can try and get the stuff to... Only reason I'm doing Boss Rush is for the extra item, and I think I'm going to just end up using it. In reality... Yeah, actually, in reality, I'm not going to keep it. I'm just gonna leave. It makes more sense to leave. Keep the extra 1-up. I've got the item that I need. And I think we play this guy out a little bit more. Go, Dark Bum. Ooh, that's really good. And I'm okay with him picking up hearts, because he's going to give me hearts. And if we die, we become Blue Baby. So it's not really that horrible of a thing. I would prefer to try and finish some of this stuff as Azazel. But we can try and do this without becoming Blue Baby. I will be very happy. And Bless Penny is already coming in handy. We're also actually getting to farm flies for the jar of flies, too. I just realized that. That's kind of funny. Come on, please give me Skittle. Thank you. So now we have a bit of... health. So we're not totally screwed in here, but we're still most likely screwed in here. For the simple fact that a lot of the enemies in this area tend to be quite difficult. But I want to be trying to pick up as many coins as I physically can. And the eye is just doing wonders for me. Can't remember what, Ocular Rift. Gulp. We take Gulp immediately, because now we can... Got our little Brimstone guys. And Gulp basically means that you eat your trinket, so we'll slowly gain soul hearts just from picking up coins. And that's kind of what we want. I think the Fool is better than... Ooh, Strength is better than both, though. We've got Ragman here. Yeah, piss off. Horsey gives me a fly. Brimstone. Yes, Brimstone. And I'm really just enjoying the fact that I can just nail stuff from 8 miles away. Yeah, you missed out on me getting some of this stuff, Panda, when you were just lurking. It's become an okay... I also used Gulp on... what is it? It's like... Holy Penny or whatever it is. Basically, you have a chance of whenever you pick up coins to gain... half a soul heart. Please piss off, you little shite. Well, happy birthday anyway. Just in case I forget. What game is it? Oh my god, I'm so fucking tiny. Scapular is so good. You guys choose. Scapular or the unknown item. Scapular. Okay, well that's it. We get to go to the boss now. I might as well check out this room. Oh, good. It's actually something kind of useful. Ancient Recall, the stars. I've already... Ooh, Judgment. Oh, less good Judgment. I'm gonna keep Strength. And if they pick the game, they say actually... Sorry. Oh, and the game allows you to invite a friend who doesn't even own the game to progress together anyways, and if they pick up the game, they keep the save. That's actually super awesome. That is actually such a nice touch. Yeah, if I had red health, I'd have used Strength on the Demon Beggar, but I don't have any red health, so it doesn't really makes sense. Actually, this could make my life a little bit easier. So we pick this up, we go up now.
Spent it. It's gone. Just get over it.
Oh, it doesn't work going this way. That's sad.
How can you have spent our savings?
Oh. Whoa, hold up. Okay, good. That sounds, yeah, that sounds really interesting. Yeah, so that just takes me to the boss room. Right now, all we're doing is we are trying to gain as many soul hearts as we physically can. Because we need the health. As I have found, I need lots of health when I play this game. There is an item in there, but I do not know what it is, so I'm a little hesitant. Oh, right, it's the monster manual. That I'm not super keen on. This, however, I am. That's interesting. Don't think my luck is going to let me get very much here, but we're going to blow this up. Get a pill. Amnesia. Fuck that. I did not know that's what happened. Ocular Rift pulls Haunt out of, like, where he's supposed to be. Oh, that's so broken. Oh, I need keys. Oh, wow, okay, excuse me for a second. How are you meant to get this item? I think you have to have, like, Mr. Me. You have to have Mr. Me to get it.
He's self-destructive and disturbed, just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to. You're drunk again, aren't you?
Shut up, man! Shut up! You just keep pushing me like this. I'm leaving.
Good. Leave. We'll be fine.
Pinking Shears is one of those really awkward items where it works in the game until my brain don't want to work until you get to the beast, and then it doesn't work. How did I not get, like, absolutely fucked there? Yeah, I know. Like, I might still take it, though. Like, I'm still debating taking it just so that I can use it against the sins, at least. Because I don't think the flies are going to help either. So I think actually Pinking Shears is the right way to go here. Because even though it doesn't work against the beast, it does work against all the other enemies that are there. So, like, being able to spawn it, I think is going to be very, very helpful. Even just to kill the other enemies that spawn because of the beast. Also, I would just love to point out just how absolutely fucked the amount of health this goddamn enemy has. Pinking Shears can kill bosses in less time. Like, I just want to point that out. Pinking Shears can quite legitimately kill bosses in less time than it takes to kill that thing. You cannot tell me that that is not absolutely ridiculous. Just absolute insanity. Pinking Shears go burr. Yeah, it really does. Tears up, nice. Pinking Shears going burr is awesome, but it also, like, you are so tiny. I am very tiny. I've gotten about 6 one makes you small pills. I'm also not going to be streaming very long today. I streamed this morning. And this is just kind of the end of the run that I started this morning because...
And become saved. Let his light inside you cleanse your soul.
You are insane. You are taking this too far. Can't you hear
Alright, we just chill over here. Get fucked.
Play with us, Isaac.
I'd also like to point out just how many... Oh my god. Drugs! Infested, okay. I'd also just like to point out how many soul hearts I've picked up. Ooh. I'm gonna keep the sun. How many soul hearts I've picked up from just having the blessed penny. I don't know if you found that yet, Moonglow system, but the blessed penny is broken. It basically says that on any pickup of a coin, there is a chance that you spawn half a soul heart. Yeah, I'd just like to showcase just how long it takes Pinking Shears to kill this enemy. Burnt Penny and Butt Penny, but not Blessed Penny. Yeah. Blessed Penny is fucking OP. Oh, it goes super hard. I've had it. On one of my other save files, I have Blessed Penny, and it goes so hard. It's absolutely insane. Oh, that's right. We had a Curse of the Labyrinth.
Where are you going? Wait, we
Get it,
need
Dark Bum.
you. Your son needs you.
You just can't do this anymore.
Please don't leave us.
I'm sorry, Isaac.
Go, buddy, go. Give me Dark Hearts. That's not a Dark Heart. Boogie. That's also not a Dark Heart. Do that, just make it easier. Wait, go pick that up. Ah, they run away from Dark Bum too. That's funny. I didn't know that. They run away from Dark Bum as well. They're called Scared Hearts. And they sometimes just run away from. You'll sometimes spawn one and it'll just run away from you. It's super aggravating and annoying. But I'm pretty sure that is the purpose of it. Holy Christ, I've got so much. Why is it that when I'm coming back up, I always... Oh, yeah, right. Go. Just go. Deal with the absolutely disgusting... Goddamn, I hate these. Not even because they're super difficult. I just hate them. They are just... No. There is something wrong about stapling two of those together, and it's literally just stapled together. You beat the Solar System Challenge? Fuck yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, dude, the Solar System... Did I not get my... Oh, that's some bullshit. I don't get to unlock Azazel because my cracked key didn't appear. That's bullshit. Why did my cracked key not appear? Well, I hope this has red key in it. Nope. I did go to all the treasure rooms. Oh well. We still get the beast, so I'm not super... Not the floor you were on? Shit. That's probably where it was, knowing my luck. Oh man, Ocular Rift is gonna make this very easy. Dogma. Ow. The only thing that I've got going for me is that I'm tiny as balls. Oh, that's right. Dogma can get absolutely screwed by this. Woo! Damn it. Holy. Okay, so we get one pinking shear. And we need to lead it to the boss. I'm also fucking tiny. I would just like to point out, I am absolutely minuscule. Get wrecked, son. I'm so tiny that 90% of all of your shots just get blocked. What is this one red shot doing? ¿Por qué? Oh, I just lost my... Whoa! Beep. Oh! Get him! Get him, boy! Ow. Ow. Oh, okay. Okay, we have two deaths. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. I've never seen this. I've never seen that death animation. I'm so tiny. I'm actually having a hard time figuring out where I am. Ah, no! No, Keith, you had HP. Oh my god! They're on him! They're on him! My pinking shears are actually on him! Oh boy. 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 No! Okay, I'm up. I got 3 health. We're doing this as Blue Baby, not as Azel. I don't know where I am! I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. I am so tiny. This is a problem. This is very difficult. Blue Baby is unironically one of my other ones that I've, like, finished the most stuff on, and it simply just has to do with the fact that Onk is a thing.
The sky above.
So yeah, just as a point of fact, I was doing that on Azazel. I beat Dogma, but I didn't beat the Beast. But Blue Baby, I've done it! Oh, that's funny. That is legitimately funny. I've gotten absolutely nothing as Magdalene. Gonna do some Isaac. We're gonna try and go beat Mother as Isaac. I'll just take that. I'm not even mad about that one. All good pills, meaning we can just gamble? You betcha. I think it makes more sense with Isaac and going after Mother. Yeah, if you can unlock the Onk, it makes it super easy. You basically play whoever you want, and then as soon as you get the Onk, you just like and if you die, you just get a bunch of unlocks. But I honestly don't find Blue Baby that difficult. Like, sure, you don't get to pick up red health, but you get stuff for red health, don't you? Or is that Keeper? Keeper gets flies for any sort of health. Does Blue Baby get flies? He doesn't really screw up all your red health pickups. Flies with poop. Yeah, he gets it, and his Devil Deals cost the same in Soul Hearts as they do in regular, like, Red Hearts. Why am I having so much trouble with fucking gurglings? Thanks, Panda Maxi. Honestly, I'll take Placenta because that's just regen. So I think I need to go... Ow. Is that you just don't get red health? I mean, fair. Red HP is a good thing, like, it's not like it's bad. But I think red HP can also be kind of a crutch for some people. Because they're like, oh, like, you just get more red HP pickups. It's like, okay, well, just don't get hit. And I know it's very ironic for me to say that, because I face tank, like, so much shit, like, just there. Could have paid attention and not gotten myself into that situation in the first place. But the point still stands of, like, a lot of the times, winning runs just revolves around, like, not getting hit. Like, it has nothing to do with anything else. I need keys. So, like, for me, like, when I play with Blue Baby, a lot of it happens to be... Yeah, that too. I also really gotta start doing some of the challenges, but I don't really want to. Something like Pyromaniac Ipecac. Yeah, like that's just a dumb build in and of itself. Like that just becomes insanity at a certain point. It's just like, all right, like, yeah, sure, the enemy can probably hit me, but like, are they going to? Probably not. They're not going to be able to get close enough. But like, even then, without having Pyromaniac for Ipecac, Ipecac is still just a dumb build on its own. Oh yeah, no, for sure. So you guys can decide, do we do angel deals or devil deals? We're gonna try and do the alternate routes and face Mother. Angel? That means I need to get another key next round. And that's totally fair. Let's get Revelation. Honestly, I like the Triskelion or whatever it's called. Better. And I'm just kind of, at this point in time, just hoping that I get a... Ooh! Counterfeit penny! Wealth of wealth! This can be really good. Oh man, could you imagine gulping counterfeit penny and blessed penny? How broken would that be? Oh, fuck yeah. I haven't needed to use my D6. Oh no, come on. I need Hive Mind. Well, I don't need Hive Mind actually, because I'm not probably going to get Guppy as I'm going for Angel deals. Woo! Oh, the sound alert didn't work. Soft pats for Sammy? I see that. I'm sorry that didn't work. I don't know why that didn't. Are my sound alerts not working? Do I just need to re-add them? Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Now my alert sources are working. Sorry for that, but I see the soft pats for Sammy. Have you met Sammy, Moonglow? You haven't met Sammy. You don't know who Sammy is. This is Sammy. Sammy is my gigantic serotonin whale. He is massive. Yes, this is Sammy. He is big, he has flippers, he even has a... I ask for ominous background stare, Sammy. You will get it in a second. Sammy's gonna sit here for a little bit. And become challenging, because playing with 5 pounds of fucking stuffy on your lap is a lot harder than you think it is. Yeah, we got Sammy, me and my partner got Sammy about 4 years ago. And this is such a funny story to me. We got Sammy about 4 years ago. That is true. Definitely easier than a 30-pound 3-year-old. I will admit that. But we got Sammy about 3 years ago. We were just walking through Costco. And my partner saw it, and she was just like, I need that. On the current political ecosystem. My partner saw it and she was like, hey, Keith. And I was like, yeah. She was like, you know what would cure my depression? And I was like, what? And she was like, that whale. I was like, okay. I obviously can't show you guys the picture because my partner does not want her face on the internet. But I have a picture of her holding it. I'm 5'7" and Sammy is like massive to me. My partner's 5'2". and like maybe 120 pounds. I'm considering to obtain my own Sammy one day. Do it. They're amazing. They are very soft and squishy. They come from a company called Squishmallow. Ow. Got tagged by a piece of shit. I fucking knew it'd be a Mallow. Of course it's a Mallow. I have a Snorlax Squishmallow. I think you can only get this size at Costco, too. Like, I cannot explain to you how big this fucking thing is. Like, it's... I could if I took all of Sammy's stuffing out, I could crawl inside of it. You might be able to order it online, too. I think this is, like their biggest one. It's, like, 48 inches or something. Like, this guy's 2 feet from, like, side to side. Or about... for the Europeans, he's about 60 some odd centimeters across. I guess I could technically say for the Europeans and Canadians, because I very awkwardly use both metric and imperial. And I like giving people aneurysms. I use imperial only really for talking about, like, my own height. And, like, other people's height and other people's, like, weight or my weight. I don't really know how many kgs I am or how many centimeters tall I am. But, like, if someone was like, oh, yeah, it's a kilometer, I know what a kilometer is because that's the main form of distance measurement that we use. We don't use miles. Shit. It is... It is both a shitty system and, like, a relatively standardized system. Like, it's so awkward because everything is, like, not based off of anything. Because the Imperial system is, like, base, like... I mean, for measurement, it's, like, base 12, I think. Whereas for measurement for us, it's base 10. Moonglow systems, you can probably tell me more about this than I can, or tell them more about this than I can. I'm pretty sure Imperial is a base 12 system. At least in terms of measurement. Because there's 12 inches in a foot. And then 2 feet is 24 inches. It's an awful system. Well, if the American's saying it's an awful system, there might be something onto that. Did better when learning centimeters? Yeah. Until you get to the weird centimeter variety, so there's millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, decameter, and then kilometer, and then... Yeah, it's just moving decimal points. It is. It's base 10. Base 10 is super easy. But really, truly, no one ever uses any of the ones outside of millimeter, centimeter, and, like, meter. Because it's like, you know, a centimeter is 100th of a meter, a decimeter is a tenth of a meter, then a meter, and then a millimeter is a thousandth of a meter, and then a kilometer is. Yeah, that shit's sideways to me. Leave it to fucking royalty to say, oh, a foot is quite literally the size of my fucking foot. Don't think that would work in feudal China because, you know, foot binding was a thing. So everyone had at least women had absolutely minuscule feet. You struggle with temperature mostly? So, here's something that I actually like to say, because this is the one thing that I think Imperial does correctly. Okay? I do not like Fahrenheit as a measuring scale. However, it makes sense as a measuring scale. Because, hear me out. The reason Fahrenheit makes sense for humans specifically is it's based off of our own internal temperature. Now, in terms of scientific calculations and reasoning, yeah, we aren't consistent, you are correct. But in terms of scientific calculation and reasoning, base temperature of, like, Celsius is, like, humans don't share, we share the same consistent internal body temperature. And they're more talking about, like, where things go wrong. So, like, think about it like this way. Like, you know, water/boil freeze. Yes, no, I agree. I 100% agree. And that's why we use Celsius and Kelvin. In terms of scientific reasoning and study. That's why we use Celsius and Kelvin, is because it's based off of the boiling point and freezing point of water. Which, in turn, makes perfect goddamn sense when you're dealing with science, when you are not dealing with very many living organic things. Unless you're a biologist, but even then, in biology, you're dealing with things that are not human, so... Oh no, I'm not saying it's a good sense of measurement. I just understand where it came from and why it came to be. If anything, I think the most accurate form of measuring temperature is Kelvin. And the irony of that is, like, I'm not even somebody who would ever actually use Kelvin, even with my degree. Because I was a biologist, so... I would have never used Kelvin. But I think Kelvin is the most accurate form of measuring temperature. Oh shit, I missed out on going to the first floor. Whoopsie. Not objectively speaking, just like literally speaking, it is the most accurate. We're not talking objective here. Kelvin is quite literally as accurate as you can get for a temperature. 0 degrees Kelvin is Molecules, stop moving. Electrons, stop moving. That is 0 degrees Kelvin. Can I do the temperature scaling in my head? No. Cannot. At all. But it's based off of the idea that you can never have a negative Kelvin. Yeah. I understand. I misinterpreted what you were saying. Hello? Please stop hitting me! Sorry. So what's the absolute zero what's the absolute zero I was always told about in science that was a bad thing and to never hit? Okay, so here's the thing. Absolute zero is 0 degrees Kelvin. Okay? 0 degree... Fuck it, we're just having a science lesson. I've only got 15 minutes left on the clock. We're having a science lesson. Yeah, absolute 0 Kelvin is where everything stops. Electrons stop moving because it is so fucking cold. Which means if something hits 0 degrees Kelvin, it proceeds to just disintegrate because there's no molecular bonds happening because the electrons have stopped moving. Right? If your hand hit 0 degrees Kelvin, it would just turn into gas. It would just turn into a gaseous vapor and dissipate. But at the same time, if your hand hits 0 degrees Kelvin and nothing else is hitting 0 degrees Kelvin, that's really weird. If your hand hits 0 degrees Kelvin, that usually means that the entire surrounding area of you has hit 0 degrees Kelvin, which means all of it is just going to disappear. It just turns into a gaseous, plasmic form. Yeah, no, you literally evaporate. And they've also... That's the fun part, though. 0 degrees Kelvin is also a theoretical concept, because we've never actually gotten anything to 0 degrees Kelvin. Like, to give you an idea, the vacuum of space. The vacuum of space is not 0 degrees Kelvin. Like, you know, in movies and stuff, when someone goes out into space and they either pop or they freeze? Yeah, they're still not 0 degrees Kelvin. They're really fucking cold, for sure, but they're not 0 degrees Kelvin. Because 0 degrees Kelvin is a theoretical concept. It is not something that we can physically do, because to be able to create 0 degrees Kelvin, you'd end up destroying all the equipment that you use to get to 0 degrees Kelvin. We've gotten really close. We have gotten super close to 0 degrees Kelvin. I can't remember. It was a study that was done about 6 years ago, if I remember correctly. And it had to do with, it was in physics. I think they were trying to use it to measure, they were trying to create a cooling system for a micronuclear power plant. I think. Don't quote me on that. I read that study like 5 years ago. But yeah, it had something to do with like, and I'm talking a micronuclear. I'm like talking one that's like the size of like a microwave. Power armor time? Yeah, exactly. Essentially, yes. But they hypothesized that nuclear power cell, you'd basically be creating a sun you'd be creating a microscopic sun inside of it. That's how much pressure and like everything was needed to do. Like it's just fucking bonkers. Like there's some really cool stuff that happens in physics. Yeah, fusion core power cells. Yeah, no, like the theoretical physics side of it is wild. It's so cool. But it's also like it's so out there. Like I like to believe that I have a relatively okay understanding of physics and theoretical physics. I know for a fact I am so far below the bar of like actually understanding it, it's not even funny. But yeah, like here, let me Google real quick just so I can give you guys some of the information. Okay, so I'm gonna throw some words at you guys, but I can read this because this is kind of fun, actually. This is something interesting. So, scientists have gotten incredibly close to absolute zero, the theoretical lowest temperature possible, but have never reached it. The lowest temperature ever recorded in a lab was 83 trillionths of a degree Celsius, or 38 picokelvins above absolute zero. This temperature was achieved by researchers in Germany in 2021. To give you an idea of how close that is to absolute zero, a picokelvin, or even a pico, like, centigrade? Yeah, of course it's Germany. What else do you expect? But to give you an idea, a picokelvin, or a picocentigrade, is 1/1,000,000th of a degree. Or sorry, 1/1,000,000,000th of a degree. So they were 38 trillionths of a degree off of absolute zero. Yeah, cold as fuck. Yeah. So literally just below that. Just below this. I don't know. I'll need to read some more on this. I will talk like so I don't stream on the weekends. So Monday I'm probably going to come back to you guys cuz now my ADHD and autism has latched onto this. You guys are probably going to get like a full like spreadsheet of me talking about this shit next stream. So there's another excerpt that basically says that absolute zero cannot be achieved, although it is possible to reach temperatures close to it through the use of evaporative cooling, cryocoolers, dilution refrigeration, and nuclear adiabatic demagnetization. The use of laser cooling has produced temperatures of less than a billionth of a Kelvin. So they literally use lasers. They have to use light to cool the stuff. They can't use conventional machinery to cool it. They have to use light. How? I don't know. I don't understand the physics well enough to tell you. But they literally have to use lasers to cool it because anything else just fucking stops working. And I think that probably has to do with how photons work. Photons are kind of goofy. They're a particle, but they're not a particle. I don't think so. So what causes stars to burn, literally, is fusion. Fusion is the reaction of two hydrogens becoming helium. It's an atom smasher, essentially. It takes two atoms and smashes them into one, releasing a just metric fuck ton of energy. I can't remember how many, like, joules of energy, but it's ungodly. But that reaction in and of itself is an exothermic reaction. Right? So to get something that is cold, you need to have something called an endothermic reaction, which means it sucks heat out of the air. It uses the heat that is in the surrounding area to power the reaction, rather than the chemicals in the reaction creating heat as a byproduct. That's what fusion reactors are based on. A giant fucking core by smashing shit together. That's what we started with making a fusion core. It melts. Yeah, literally. Oh no! Ads, no! I'll wait for you. Alright, Sammy. How are you liking the science? We try to harness the power of the sun. Turns out keeping the sun in containment is really fucking difficult. Yeah, what a surprise! Oh yeah, we want to power our planet with the power of the sun. Yeah, good fucking luck, dipshit. I should really just leave this so that, like, I just heal while we're talking. It's also almost as if that kind of reaction is why different planets in different points in our solar system are either bitingly cold or hot as fuck. Yeah, no, literally. That is very true. But, okay. Your main focus is psychology. Ooh! I like psychology, too. So, here's something that I find super interesting. Okay? So, are either of you familiar with the theoretical concept of a Dyson sphere? Oh yeah, you'd need, like, there'd be so many different kinds of radiation shielding you'd need. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, a Dyson sphere. Okay, so a Dyson sphere is a theoretical construction of basically building an entire sphere in the Goldilocks zone of the sun. So, where Earth orbits, okay, that's considered the Goldilocks zone of our sun. It is where it is warm enough to keep things alive, but cool enough that we don't fucking roast. Literally. Okay? So the idea is you build a sphere that encompasses an entire sun, right? That captures 100% of its energy. Right? In the Goldilocks zone, that means that you would have this absolutely massive superstructure that life could live on 360 degrees in every direction around a sun. Okay? It is it is an astronomically large amount of space. to give you an idea of how much, and I'm going to say this, like, to give you an idea of how much matter, not like materials, matter, as in atoms, you would need to build something like that around our sun, you would need to deconstruct every single celestial body in our solar system to make a Dyson sphere around our sun an inch thick. And when I say celestial body, I don't mean just planets. I mean the asteroid belt. I mean the Kepler belt. I mean every single piece of fucking space dust in our solar system. And the shell would be an inch thick. And it leads to a really funny... like, weird concept of, like, a civilization that has the capability to build a Dyson sphere doesn't need to build a Dyson sphere. Because they've probably harnessed, like, you need to harness, like, 4 or 5 times the amount of energy to build a Dyson sphere as you do to, like, that the Dyson sphere will collect over its lifetime. It's super wild, but that is the, like, quote unquote, like, original idea of a Dyson sphere, was that that's how it worked, right? You build a big shell around it, but then there's other ideas. So there was another hypothesized idea that was called a Dyson swarm, which is not a solid sphere. It is basically a bunch of tiny little drones, essentially, that float in a networked, like, web around a sun, okay, with solar panels on them and heat exchangers and right, and then it takes all that energy, uses laser beams, and launches the energy back to a collector on whatever planet you want to collect it on. That swarm is like 8% efficient comparatively to the sphere. And even if we made a Dyson swarm and started powering Earth with it, humanity would be able to, I can't remember the number, it was absolutely nuts. It was like humanity would be able to power, like, I think it was like 20 or 30 Earths. With that much energy. 8%! They'd be able to power like 20 or 30 Earth, like, equivalents with that amount of power output. Like, it's mind-boggling to me. Nothing. See, that's the thing. If it's a Dyson swarm, it's still letting heat and light and everything out. Right? It's not containing everything. Yeah, it's like, it's absolutely, like, astronomical. Like, but even to get to the point of building a Dyson swarm, you'd be fucked. We wouldn't be able to do it. Which is why, that's where fusion reactors came into play. What happens if you make a sun? Yes, a sphere would fuck everything else. A sphere would cause everything else to become an ice cube, a snowball. Jupiter would still exist because Jupiter is a gaseous planet, same with Neptune, Venus, or not Neptune, not Venus. Like, same with Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn. The only one that would kind of get more fucked is Pluto, but Pluto's not a planet, so... But the 3 gas giants are the 4 gas giants. It's a planet in my heart. It's not. Pluto's smaller than our moon. There are literally asteroids in the asteroid belt that are bigger than it. There are asteroids in the asteroid belt and in the Kepler belt that are bigger than it, or the same size as it. They're realizing what they thought originally was a planet, because it was relatively spherical, is actually just a member of another asteroid belt that is further out in our solar system. It's literally a chunk of debris. It's the same reason that for a little while, we thought there was another planet that was further out than Pluto that we called, it was like Planet X or something. They called it like Planet X for something. And then they realized, they were like, wait, it's really close to where Pluto is. So they turned more cameras that way and went, oh fuck, there's a lot of them out there. Huh. It's almost like there's a second asteroid belt. Interesting. Wonder how that got there. Probably a planet. Probably a rocky planet. Or was once a rocky planet. Not anymore. The sun's gravitational pull caught Pluto. So, okay. So, the reason that we thought Pluto was a planet was because it was the furthest observable thing that we could see at the time that Pluto became a planet. Okay? It was relatively spherical. It was spherical from what they could tell because they were seeing a fucking grainy blob on a ray cathode screen. Okay? And then when we got better technology and we kept pointing it at Pluto, we were like, wow, it's not really that spherical. It doesn't really look like a planet. It looks closer to like a big fuck-off asteroid. And then they saw 5 more asteroids, about the same size, relatively close to Pluto, and went, oh, it's just another asteroid belt. So that's what it is. So like the asteroid belt that's in between the rocky planets and the... Why did you just lose 5 HP, Pandamaxi? You just lost 5 HP. Anyway, the asteroid belt that's in between the rocky planets and the space and the outer gas planets is there because it's just where debris got caught. Essentially, the Earth's gravitational pull pulled that debris in, right? But now, the Kepler belt, which is where Pluto is, we are realizing is a secondary asteroid belt, which is just a bunch of space debris that has been caught by our sun's gravitational pull further out. The reason we think they're further out is because they're larger, right? They have enough centrifugal force to pull themselves further out into the solar system. It's the same way that if Jupiter was closer to our sun, Jupiter would not be Jupiter. Our sun would literally eat Jupiter. Our sun would suck away half of the gaseous forms on Jupiter, turning it into a much smaller, densely packed, relatively rocky world? Mostly because Jupiter's made out of helium and hydrogen? Oh yeah, that's another fun fact for you guys. Jupiter's just a failed sun, by the way. Jupiter's made out of the same stuff as our sun. It just wasn't big enough to undergo nuclear fusion. So it's just a sad sun. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a sad sun. Funniest part, too, if Jupiter had undergone nuclear fusion, we would have become a binary star system. And binary star systems, super cool. They're so cool. Because you basically have two suns. Usually you have a really big sun and a really tiny sun that orbits it. Right? But every once in a while, you get two suns that are the same size and far enough apart that they orbit each other. So they orbit a central point that has no mass, but they orbit each other. Right? Which causes some really weird, really weird spatial physics to happen with a planet. So like you'd have a regular one going doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo, right? And then you'd have a rock planet, say, trying to orbit both of these masses, right? But your orbit isn't a circle. Your orbit ends up becoming this really awkward, like, elliptical, because that changes. So like as you've got these two suns spinning, right? There's less gravity here because these two are like this. Right? So there's less gravity in between the two suns, whereas if you're out one way... No, sorry, I'm saying that backwards. There's more gravity here because you've got two sources of gravity pulling on you, which will slow your orbit down. Right? And then you've got out on one side where these two are, your orbit would get faster and longer, or like further away from the suns, because you've got less gravity holding you in. Right? So all it would take is the right amount of spin here and the right set of orbits for a sun, for a rocky planet to just get fucking launched out of the solar system. And then we can start talking about what are called trinary systems. Trinary star systems, also known as, you guys might have heard of a TV show based on this, known as the three-body problem. You cannot have a stable orbit in a three-body star system. There is no such thing as a stable orbit for a planet in a trinary system. If there is, it's exceedingly rare. Because you usually have one big sun, or two big suns that are orbiting each other, and then one tiny sun that's out here kind of orbiting the two of them, but it'll occasionally, do a figure eight instead. So that, all that gravitational fun shit that's going on, if you're at a planet like way the fuck out here trying to orbit, and suddenly the third sun, how long before it freezes dies? We would notice immediate dropping freezing temperatures in about 8 minutes. Because it takes 8 minutes for sunlight to get to our planet from the sun. After 8 minutes, it is how well the atmosphere can insulate us. My guess is it would be about a week. It would be about a week before all humanity was just fucking dead. The only way that I think humanity would be able to survive would be to dig deep enough into the Earth, like into the planet, that geothermal activity could keep us warm. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy. Yeah, spatial physics and like relativistic physics and like all that sort of stuff. Oh man, I love it. It's so cool. I will continue talking about this next time though, guys. I have to go. I have to go get ready for work, sadly. I don't want to, but I have to. I will tell both of you guys, go and look this up. There's a guy on YouTube He does a way better job of explaining most of this stuff than I do. He's called Kurtzgazit. He has both a children's channel and, like, a regular, like, adults channel. Yeah, of course. But check out Kurtzgazit. He answers some of the wildest questions. Like, one of the ones is like, what happens if we set off, like, a nuclear bomb at the bottom of the Marianas Trench? And he does all the physics to explain what the fuck would happen. But he animates them with these tiny little, like, goofy, like, birds and shit. Oh my god, it's so good. Kurtzgazit is great. Anyway, I gotta run. I need to go get ready for work. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I'm gonna be back on Monday around 8 o'clock again. Please come and join me because I want to keep talking about shit like this because I love this stuff. But thank you guys.